Okay, welcome to today's video where I am going to fix my OnePlus 3. Um, my power button doesn't work anymore, and the volume down is the only volume button. Now, luckily, I can still turn on and off the screen, like open it up um, with the tap to wake up feature that it has. Other than that, I'd have been, left out. It's been like this for probably 6 months now, and I'm probably 3 months, but I'm finally getting around to fixing it. It's not the first time I've had this phone apart. I did have to replace the charging port like a year or two ago. I've had this phone for since they came out, so I think that would be 3.5 years, maybe 4 years now. Um, they're like now on the OnePlus 8, and this is the 3. So it's a relatively old phone. I'm probably gonna upgrade here soon to the Xiaomi 10. Yeah, I like my Chinese phones. They probably spy on me, but I like them. So that's just me on it. I don't get the point of paying too much for a phone with the same amount of features or less. Let's get this thing apart. First thing we're going to need is to get out the SD card. Not the SD card, sorry, the SIM card. I've lost my little tool. I have like four of them, but I can't find it right now. So just use the leg of an LED there to get it out. And there we go. So got my SIM card out and out of the way. Next thing we're gonna do. Normally you would shut off your phone, but obviously I can't do that because my power button doesn't work. So next thing is a T2, which should be this one. Yep, T2. Get these screws out of here. And yes, I've mentioned it before on the channel. I don't enjoy cell phone repair, but sometimes you gotta fix your stuff. So just put this in a little magnetic part over there so I don't lose it. First thing I'm going to do once I get this thing apart is disconnect the battery for obvious reasons. So let's get the screen off of here, or get the screen and the case separated, I guess. So there you go. Now you got it separated from the back case. So let's get this battery disconnected right here. And now the phone is off because the battery is disconnected. See? Well, it doesn't matter if we push the button because the button's dead. Now we're going to have to get the battery out to do this. I really should have bought a replacement battery. This battery is very old. Um, it's the one that came in the phone when I bought it, and I still haven't replaced it. So I really should have got a replacement battery while doing this repair. But yeah, the power button and audio cable run underneath. It's a combined thing. So here's I got the replacement right here. It runs underneath the battery. So we're gonna have to take the battery out, and to get the battery out, when you're gonna need to get the Phillips head and get the right size Phillips head. I don't remember it off the top of my head. But let's look and see. I'm going to start with a I mean not a a Phillips 2, because I believe, yes, Phillips 2 is the correct one. Sorry, I was doing that wrong. I don't know why I was thinking it was that one. It is the little piece of tape there. It's like, this doesn't feel right as I was doing it. So yeah, there's this little piece of tape here, and then there's another one right here. Okay, and then you pull this guy really hard. And it let go, finally. Damn battery. Sticky. Okay, well, we got it out of there. The motherboard has to come off. Um, there's two different size screws on the motherboard, so just keep them in the separate places, so that way you don't mix them up. And let's get the motherboard off of here. On the guide, they remove the motherboard and then the battery, but whatever. I don't think it really makes any difference. Let's just go ahead and pop this guy off. They used metal tweezers in the video. I don't like using metal tweezers to take connectors off. I feel like it's easier to break them, so yeah. We have one screw hiding here, don't we? There we go. Now we have the motherboard and the battery out. Okay, so last step here is to just fish out this flex cable. I'll probably just use the tweezers and fish it out of here. Looks like we left a little bit of that adhesive or not adhesive, but tape that was holding the battery down. Okay, and there we go. Now we have gotten this ribbon cable out, which probably wasn't even my problem, but I figured I'd replace it anyways. It said that there can be software issues causing my problems, but who knows. We'll just replace them. Okay, let's see if I can get my very uncoordinated hand in here to line all of this up. Okay, let me zoom in and show this, because this is not mentioned in the guide that I was reading. There's a small hole in the PCB. Let me see if I can get it. See it in the power button there? There's a little tiny hole there, and there's a little tiny stud here that you're going to try to line these up with. So just something to be aware of, that you got that to line up, so that way you know you got everything in the right spot. So okay, definitely no adhesive left. Okay, looks like we have it all sitting in place. Like I said, just make sure you line up these little studs where they go on here. So there's one there. Oh, this one came loose. Look, this doesn't seem like there's quite enough adhesive on this power button, so we're going to have to try to keep that in place once we put the whole foam back together. But let's go ahead and get this battery back in and the motherboard back on here. So let's just put a couple of screws in real quick just to hold the motherboard in place, and we'll pop the battery and the main cable back on it just to give it a quick test and make sure everything still works. So I'm just going to use two of these small ones just because that was where the one with the white adhesive was, and there was another one there. Those are just easy to remember. Okay, let's pop the battery back into it. Alright, so this one is labeled. You have main, it's sub, so it goes to the sub assembly down here where it says sub, and then main, so that way you don't put it on backwards. Okay, so that should be back together enough just to test that power button. So we'll go ahead and hook this back up and test the power button, and there we go, it is working. So our new replacement power button worked, and I'll just fast forward through the rest of the assembly here once it powers up, so that way we can shut it back down. But yeah, just kind of go through it real quick of putting it back together. But all what you do is reverse taking it apart. Alright, so yep, there we go. it is powered up. Go ahead and shut it back down. And the phone shut down. Cool. So yeah, let's get this all the way back together. Okay, so all I did off camera here was just give it a full test before I put in these last two screws, finishing up this repair. So it's it's not the easiest repair because you got to take the battery out and the battery's glued in, and it's also kind of hard to get those things lined back up. But it also isn't the worst. This repair could have gone a lot worse than it did. I definitely should have replaced the battery. I recommend if you are doing this repair to just get a replacement battery at the same time. But other than that, I think it went pretty smoothly. Nothing to complain about here. Make sure you put the screw in the screw hole here and not into the microphone hole. I'm assuming that's what that is. This is also not the worst time to replace your charge port on these two because they are notorious for going out on the threes here. And if I can just get this one last screw in there, let's use the tweezers. Just that'll pick it up. All right, and that's done. So let's turn it back on. And I guess I should have put the SIM card back in. And there we go. It is done. So, yep. Seems everything's functioning. Let's check the volume. Volume down. Volume up. So there we go. Those are functioning just as they should. And same with power button works. So, yay! It's been 6 months of I couldn't turn up the volume by pushing the button, and yeah, I couldn't turn on and off the phone. Okay, well, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you are a regular viewer of the channel, you might notice that the camera looks slightly different. I am trying to play with the white balance and the gamma settings and all that in the camera to get a slightly better thing. I also turned it into a manual ISO mode because you may have noticed it get bright and then get dark, and so we just set that to manual and we won't be dealing with that anymore. But hey, I hope you guys liked the video and I'll see you in the next one.